Number 1. Automatic Fibonacci pullbacks. The price just rejected the golden zone. Let's enter the trade. Set your stop loss at the trend line and take profit at the 0 level. We just predicted the start of a new trend. If you want to learn about this and 4 other powerful indicators before they become popular, get a pen and paper and watch the whole video. I will explain the main features, how you can customize them, and trade with them to grow your accounts. Like, subscribe, and let's get started. To add the first one, go to the Indicators tab and type Fibonacci Trend and select this one by Chart Prime. This powerful indicator leverages super trend analysis and automatic Fibonacci levels to detect the market direction and highlight potential support and resistance zones. Now, let's explore the user inputs. Trend. This allows you to toggle on or off the super trend visualization, or configure the length of the super trend, meaning the higher value this is, the more smoothed the super trend will be. Next up are the Fibonacci settings. The Extend setting changes how far the visual Fibonacci price levels extend to the right. Below, you can configure the exact Fibonacci levels if you like to use specific levels in your strategy. In the Styles section, you can customize everything visual about the indicator. It's pretty simple. To trade using this indicator, enter at the golden zone rejection with a strong candle. Set the stop loss at the super trend line and target the top or bottom of the Fibonacci table based on the trend. Here's a buy example. If you're more experienced, try out trailing stop losses or setting take profit levels based on the market structure. Also make sure to confirm the entries with additional confirmation indicators or your own trading experience. Number 2. RSI Volatility Suppression Zones by Big Beluga. This is a unique indicator that identifies periods of suppressed RSI volatility and visualizes these suppression zones on the main chart. Key features are: first, live detection of suppression zones. Indicator identifies periods where RSI volatility is suppressed and marks these zones on the main price chart. Second, breakout visualization. When the price breaks above the suppression zone, the box turns blue and an upward label is drawn to indicate a bullish breakout. Breakouts accompanied by a plus label represent strong moves caused by short-lived tight zones, signaling significant momentum. If the suppression zone remains unbroken, a wave label is displayed within the gray box, signifying continued price stability within the range. Third, gradient. Intensity below RSI. A gradient strip below the RSI line increases in intensity based on the duration of the suppressed RSI volatility period. This visual aid helps traders gauge how extended the low volatility phase is. Now let's dive into the user inputs to customize this indicator. Length. This value decides how sensitive RSI is and at the same time influences the colored box placement. The higher number, the less sensitive the indicator will be. Source. As in all indicators, this decides from what data the signals are calculated. You can test this on your own, but from my experience, close source works best most of the time. Volatility decides how smooth the noise is, which also changes how the colored boxes are issued. Higher value provides higher smoothing. RSI EMA, an option to toggle on an exponential moving average based on the RSI. As always, the higher the value, the more smoothed it will be. In the Style tab, you can configure the visibility and color of each element of the indicator. Now let's see how you can use this indicator to trade. For this example, I will be using the 1-hour chart of Bitcoin USDT. Go to the indicator settings and change the length to 20 and volatility to 5. Turn on the RSI MA and change it to 10. Go to the Indicators tab and search Chandelier Stop. Add this one by Pip Charlie. This indicator calculates the best stop-loss placement based on the average true range of an instrument's volatility in connection with market trends. To enter, wait for the price to break a suppression zone and issue an entry signal. To confirm the trade, pay attention to the RSI indicator. First, the purple line will have to be above the yellow line for buy trades and below for sells. Second, make sure that you are not in a low volatility zone, meaning there is no blue gradient below the setup. This will filter many bad trades. Also, don't trade if the market has been consolidating for a while, and as always, avoid overly big or small entry candles. If all conditions are met, enter the trade. Set the stop loss at the chandelier stop and exit the trade right as the main RSI line crosses the yellow line. This can sometimes give very good risk to rewards while keeping the strategy safe. Number 3. This is a very interesting one. To add type machine learning price target prediction signals. Click on this one by Algo Alpha. This indicator not only gives you exact trend-based signals backed by an advanced machine learning algorithm, but also backtests the setup for you on all historic data and provides you with the results in this window on the top right. Here you can see what is the training data size, average predicted move size, total success rate, aka the win rate of the strategy, and the optimal risk to reward ratio. These results change based on the indicator settings, your market, and your time frame. Now let's look into its settings. Here you can change on which trend indicator the system will be based. Below you can configure the lengths for each. Then you can change the kernel regression bandwidth. This controls how much weight is given to distant data points. Higher values provide smoother predictions. To test different settings, just change what you want and click on the indicator settings window. This will refresh the indicator and load the new settings, and you won't have to leave the tab each time you make a configuration. Keep an eye on the Results tab, and it will change in a few seconds depending on your hardware. When you customize the settings and achieve a decent risk to reward and win rate, you can set up alarms for buy and sell signals by clicking on this alarm icon, selecting the indicator, and specifying for which actions you want to receive an alert. On the free plan of TradingView, only one indicator alert will be allowed, so if you want to try this out, you can do so for free with the link in my description. Number 4 is Trend Filter 2-Pole by Big Beluga. It is an advanced trend-following indicator based on a 2-pole filter, which smooths out market noise while effectively highlighting trends and their strength. And I find it very useful for trend continuation trades because of this dot line right here, which I'm going to explain later. Key features of this indicator. First, gradient-colored trend filter line. It dynamically changes color based on trend strength and direction. Second, my favorite, falling and rising dots. The dots often act as dynamic support or resistance levels, providing valuable guidance during trends. Now let's understand the indicator settings. Length and damping. These values change the smoothness of the indicator line. The higher the length and the lower the damping, the more smoothed it is. Rising and falling. This changes how close to the start of the new trend the entry signals are, which you can enable here. This also changes the dotted line position. Basically, the higher the value, the more sure the indicator has to be to print a signal. Bands. This allows you to set the distance from the main trend line at which the secondary dotted line is printed. Color options allows you to configure the trend line colors, and below you can toggle on or off the bar coloring and the triangle signals. Now let me tell you how I like to use this indicator to trade. I will be on the 10-minute chart of Ethereum US dollar using these settings. For a buy setup, I will be looking for a market that is consistently moving upwards, meaning the trend line is mostly green. A little bit of orange is not a problem. I will wait for the price to make a pullback into the dotted line or touch it with a wick, and for the price to quickly reject and close above the main trend line without it turning red in the process. If everything is aligned and the entry candle is decent size, which can be confirmed with an indicator like the volume delta, I will enter the trade. Set the stop loss at the dotted line or just below the pullback. Since this is a trend following strategy, you can sometimes catch pretty big moves. And the final one, number 5, is the Smart Money Concepts Advanced, developed by Robat. If you like trading SMC concepts, you will love this one, because this indicator displays every pattern that you could need automatically. The main features are: 1. Marked swing points. 2. Market structure. Indicates confirmation for a continued or changing trend. 3. Fair value gaps. These gaps represent areas on the chart where price moves quickly through, leaving a gap that indicates an imbalance between supply and demand. 4. Live order blocks represent areas where institutional investors have placed significant orders. In the settings, you can configure every single part of the indicator. For trading with this indicator, or SMC concepts in general, there are countless ways of doing it. So if you want me to go more in depth on this topic, show you the best strategies I can find, and explain all the indicator settings, leave me a comment. Hope this video brought some value. See you in the next one.